Kestros is also a captain in the Imperial Fists, who were pretty much he served Archimus. And at the end of the book, spoiler alert, Archimus fucking dies.
Yeah. It's a 40K book. Every character can only live so long.
I mean, I don't know. Was the one who killed him, so he died honorably.
I don't know. Yeah. Armakus made it 3 books, and so is General Bending. That's got to be like a world record.
Dude, let me tell you right there. Dude, if you're a normal human who makes it... Dude, the fact that, like, Eisenhorn is, like, 400 years old is mind-blowing.
I just want to add at the end of the book, there's a person that had a conversation with Kestros. And they said, like... they referred to him as Kestros. And he... the absolute end of the book is... I'll just copy-paste it so you can read it for yourself. It's great.
You have the echo of a poet within you, Kestros. That is no longer my name, he said. She frowned. Do you know what an oath name is? He asked as he stepped through the door.
It was just like, oh, he's taking up the mantle.
He's taking his.
Yeah. I think he's dead too, though.
Yeah. The fact that
do the Imperial Fists have that as an oath name that goes down through the lineage? Like, is there a...
I think it ended with Kestros because I think Kestros died.
Kestros fell down a really long flight of stairs right after that.
He fell down the front steps of the Imperial Palace. Oh no! That's all the way down the Himalayas.
He most likely died where every other Imperial Fist died.
So
in the Iron Cave.
He's just dead on an iron. He's just dead on a random asteroid.
Probably. I don't know. I couldn't find a wiki that says that.
Probably died on the Iron Cave.
I mean,
yeah, most Imperial Fists did die in there.
Because Dorn couldn't.
It's okay. The Blood Angels have almost been reset like 4 separate times, Knock. It's fine.
Yeah, but you guys have fucking, what's his name? Jesus.
Well,
the Sanguinor?
No. The dude who was like a psyker who's now like the most powerful motherfucker ever. Yeah,
Mephiston, who absorbed like a lesser chaos god and also became a Primaris Marine.
Bro, we had Sigismund, and he's dead. So we have no one.
To be fair, before the Greater Demon, I would have definitely put Sigismund as doming the crap out of Mephiston. Before the Greater Demon.
But now, Mephiston actually absorbed the concept of the Black Rage, which is a 10,000-year psychic curse.
I mean, Sigismund, he died as he lived. Cool.
Being kind of a douchebag.
I was gonna say by the sword, but that sounded so cringy, so I just said cool.
I mean, we're talking 40K here. That's like a thing.
Yeah, you die by the sword.
You died by the sword because you were born in this universe, you fuck. But Jordan, why don't you kick us off with this?
Well, okay, we're talking about...
Corvus.
Which one we're on?
We're on Corvus? Corvus Corax. Because we only did like the kind of sort of episode. Because we had so many scheduling problems that randomly occurred all at the same time.
Okay, we're on Corvus Corax. We are on the Legion, which one of its challenges, Stardays, is to catch a bird.
Yes.
Do the intro or I'll call the police.
Oh, I have to wait. Let me fire up Audacity.
Don't swap my house now.
You can go ahead.
He lives in Florida. Just go there and bomb it, I guess.
Yeah, that's fair. All right. Wait, really quickly, give me the Legion number
19.
For them. They're 19. Okay.
27.
All right.
If you count the Thunder Warriors.
Oh no!
Thunder Warriors. Oh shit.
We're gonna get into the Thunder Warriors next time.
Poor boys. They deserved better. They truly, genuinely deserved better.
I don't know. I read up on the Thunder Warriors. I don't think they deserved better.
They deserve better than to just be straight KO'd by their dad.
True. Okay.
I mean, no. I would never support anyone who just KO'd their sons.
They're terrible people.
They are
so
terrible.
Is like... So are most Astartes.
I mean, I could never support somebody who sent their sons to die. Oh.
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 I forgot.
I forgot.
I forgot the entire Imperial Fist backstory.
Hey, even Sanguinius would just go red thirsty and ragdoll his own fucking troop. All right.
Why?
Because he was red thirsty. That's the whole point of the red thirst. He's not like in control.
Oh, you're literally giving him the excuse of I was hungry. Ooh.
Yeah, I was hungry. Ooh. Well, that's how Horus was planning to manipulate him, because Horus watched him go sicko mode on one of his own kids once. And Horus was like, I bet we could turn Sanguinius. I watched him straight body some dude. All right.
Hey, it worked with Angron.
It did. It did. Angron also known to body his own guys.
And they just line up for another.
And like just lined up for it.
All right. Like a haircut.
Welcome back to the Librarius podcast. It has been far too long, everybody. Today we are discussing the 19th Legiones Astartes and their Primarch, Corvus Corax, the Lord of Shadows. Casca, will you take us off?
Yes, and I would like to begin with a true story from Corvus Corax. The first moments of his life. Kind of gives you a good description of how this whole character is going to go. A gestation pod opens. A pale-skinned, dark-haired boy emerges, surrounded by people mixed with both machines and human flesh. They stare at the young boy, confused. The young boy locks eyes with a young girl who has a large silver arm coming out of her back. The girl begins to scream as a man behind her whips her, yelling for her to get out of the way. The young light-skinned boy does not like this, walks up to the man holding the whip, peels his head off of his body, and presents it to the girl who would be his best friend until her dying days.
Simp.
Bro, that
is
phenomenal.
That is honestly how he like comes to the people of his planet. He literally just like wakes up, like has like a long stare where they're like, "Who the fuck are you?" And he's just like not talking. And then this girl that he becomes friends with, who ultimately will save him from Istvan 5 in the coolest way possible, just starts getting whipped, and then he just literally walks up to the slaver without saying a word. He never says a word this whole time. He never speaks, and then just kills the dude by actually peeling it actually describes it as peeling his head off his body, and then gives it to her as a gift.
Is that the Grim Reaper?
Basically.
The Grim Reaper? Yeah. Fucking, what is it? Oh god, Lorgar?
The Corax.
Every time he wakes up from his nap. Is that the Grim Reaper? Okay. Hey, what's your jet?
So yeah.
That's actually, but yeah, no, that's already great. Corvus murdered a slaver. We love that. That's like the best way to start off your story.
Yeah. It's like the opposite of Angron. So this moon is called Lycaeus. It's prison moon, where you're either sent there because you're too poor. They actually say it's because people are too poor. They don't have enough money to live, so they send them to a prison moon. People differ with the tech lords of the main planet, or they're literally just born there. If you are born on Lycaeus, you are considered a prisoner for the rest of your life, because fuck you, I guess. The moon is
awful.
Yeah, the moon is
Imagine
called
having that bad RNG.
Yeah. And the moon is called Lycaeus.
And worse than RNG now.
You know what's weird? It's like when we talked about Perturabo, he knows his name is Perturabo. Right. He knows his name is Perturabo. Corvax's name that he fully calls himself, when people ask him what his name is, he responds with 19. I am 19. That's it.
Oh, like the 19th Primarch.
Yeah, he is the 19th Primarch, and he just says, I am 19. My name is 19.
It's like Lightning McQueen.
I don't know why he doesn't remember his name. So yeah, he is, and the people of Lycaeus have a very good thought of, hey, our slave master should not get a hold of this guy that claims to be a child and just murdered a dude. That would be bad. So they hide him away, and they basically convert him to be on the Lycaean prisoner's side. And he develops all these shield and like invisibility tactics to the point where literally he's like in a room that's just him that's hiding. Like he's freaking Anne Frank. It's actually a scene like out of an Anne Frank book.
Jesus.
Where they open the door and they look at him, but unlike Anne Frank, he had the powers of invisibility. So he's literally just standing in the room, just like not moving, like Drax at a Guardians 2. And he actually is invisible, and the guy goes, huh, nothing's in the room, and shuts the door. Even though, according to Corvus, he is literally staring, they're staring each other in the eyes, going like, don't see me. So he spends his whole youth getting allies, building up weapons, and then he basically kills all the leaderships of the prison moon and just goes, this is my moon now. But he knows
this is your moon. This is my.
And then he can't. He knows he can't do it without killing the. Also taking the planet Kievar that rules over the moon. So he has this big obsession with the bloodless war. He wants to just strategically take out things to make people surrender. That's his whole shtick.
It's actually a very good idea.
Well, you say that, but in Mr. Corvix's mind, he's like, how can I beat the moon? Let's say it's they have more armies, they have more men, they have more resources.
They have a moon.
I'm going to nuke the planet until people submit.
Oh, wait, what happened to this?
What the fuck? Hold on, no. We missed a couple of chapters here. Go back.
For the word. It doesn't count as bloodless if you just vaporize the blood on contact.
He doesn't kill everybody on the...
Maybe you're reading the Perturabo book. Could you please check if you're reading the right book?
He doesn't. He actually like goes back over this over again, and he actually goes over this tactic later in his life with Guilliman, with the Emperor, with Fulgrim. And he's like, and he asked them, was this the most bloodless way I could have done it? And all of them are like,
no.
All of them say, yeah. All of them, like, Guilliman's like, yeah, like 4 times more people would have died if I had shown up and like landed us.
Yes.
Yeah, the Emperor liked what he did, and
just
he liked
like Guilliman saying, no, bro, if I was there, 4 times more people dead.
Bro, he's literally like a football chad, like, no, a gym bro. He's a gym bro. I could bench more than you, but in 40k, I could kill more than you. I'd probably get like twice your numbers. Like, that's rookie numbers right there.
So, he takes over everything. And then he meets the Emperor. And the Emperor is like, hey, here's your legion. And then Corvus is like, I don't know how to lead an army, bro. I'm all like about like covert like assassinations and shit. What am I going to do with an army?
Well, covert assassinations, except for nuking a planet.
Hey, it's more covert than fucking Angron.
I mean, this is true. But no, like...
I don't know if it is. I don't know if a dude yelling is quieter than an atom bomb knock.
I don't know.
It is a Primarch's yell. It is a Primarch's yell.
Or is louder, I should say.
It is a Primarch's yell.
It is a Primarch's yell, I guess. Which does canonically scare Astartes.
And I mean, he went on like a full-on like riot type beat, killing everyone on the planet by hand instead of just nuking them. They might not have known it was Corvus that bombed them, but they definitely know it was Angron ripping their spine out. So I mean, technically, it would be more covert, in my opinion.
I guess in the most technical sense humanly possible.
If you only use the definition of covert, then yes.
Yeah.
But no, what was I saying? So yeah, he meets the Emperor, and the Emperor's like, unfortunately, son, I gotta go. And he leaves him, he leaves him in the hands of one Primarch. Can you guess?
Oh, wait, can I guess?
Yeah, can you guess the name of the Primarch? Because
it's Mortarion, isn't it?
It's on those. It's not Mortarion, but it's definitely on those weird lines of Mortarion.
Conrad.
He leaves him with Fulgrim.
He leaves him with Fulgrim.
Yo, dude, the Emperor probably came back and Corvus was dripped the fuck out.
And Corvix
for real.
And Corvax hates He doesn't hate Fulgrim. He hates existing in Fulgrim because he describes being on the flagship of the Emperor's Children as being constantly punched in the face with perfume.
Bro, like, he needs to go perfume some bitches.
Like, and then eventually he leaves Fulgrim's side and goes and joins Guilliman's side. And Guilliman is talking
that nerd.
And Corvus is talking to Guilliman about this like really unpleasantness of being with Fulgrim. He's like, dude, I totally get you. Like, it is uncomfortable to be in like a place run by Fulgrim. Like, I get it. He's like we like Fulgrim. Fulgrim's a bro. However, his house sucks.
Oh my god, that's actually really funny that everybody just kind of agrees on that.
And Guilliman also puts Corvix in a simulation against him. And to basically try to show Corvix like the grandiose scale of fighting that the Crusade does, and Guilliman beats him every time, and Corvix is kind of like, oh man, I'm not very good, and Guilliman's like, hey, bro, I want to let you know that like, yes, this simulation is not geared towards your tactic; it's geared towards like several systems duking it out to each other, in which, yes, I am clearly better than you. However, every time we got into combat, you were doming me. Like, you were beating me in solo combat almost every single time. And every single time there's like these like little assassination missions, you would win. Every time that you could get the jump on somebody or get in a situation where, you know, the numbers were equal and it wasn't like a numbers attritions game.
Get the fuck.
You were good, to the point where Guilliman rewrites his Legion's war book to incorporate Corvix's tactics because Guilliman is so impressed by Corvix's stealth tactics.
Say what you will, Guilliman is adaptable.
Yeah.
Say what you will. Not Sanguinis. Fulgrim probably smells great.
Probably.
Compared to the other Primarchs, they probably smell like shit and sweat.
I mean, Perturabo hasn't taken his armor off in 10,000 years. That BO is gonna stank.
I know this is
to the point where
I know this is an overused joke, but Mortarion.
I mean, this is true. The entire Death Guard. That is the most overused joke.
They probably smell like doo-doo.
So Corvix kind of just goes on his own. And to tell you what he does when he actually does have a chance to do a true bloodless war, in his book, he's fighting a war in a system. And he's basically talking to the leadership of his people. Of this people. And he's like, all right, we're going to come in. We're going to take everything. You guys can surrender. And the lords are like, no. We're not going to surrender, period. And Corvix just goes, all right, you're dead. And they're like, you're going to kill up to people? No. You people that I'm physically talking to on this hologram, you're dead. Your people get to live. You die. You 50 people are dead.
Oh, that's hard as fuck. That's cool.
Bro, that's, honestly, I respect it.
And unfortunately, it ultimately fails because he literally goes to a moon. It goes to the moon because he goes to the planet. And it fails because the people won't let it happen. Because as he starts to slowly, like, he takes over power plants, and like one guy, he takes over the power plants of a planet, and that guy says, okay, I'm going to concede, and then that guy's allies exterminatus the planet.
Oh, so it's not his fault.
It's not his fault. It's like every time he keeps doing his tactics and taking it over to the point where his men are like, hey, this isn't gonna work. I understand that this is our thing, but like we also can just pull like a fucking Ultramarine and fucking Imperial Fist thing and just land there. We are capable of just kicking ass in the way, and like we gotta do that, and Corvix is like crazily determined not to do that because another thing he's big into is not being Conrad Kurz. Because,
you know what? I love Corvus.
I also strive to not be Conrad.
Because they're very similar. Like, they have the same tactics, the same powers, they use the same weapons.
True.
Their legions and their whole thing is all about justice and bringing the right to the universe. So Corvax and Conrad are basically the same human being. They are as close to being Alfarius as Omegon as you cannot be in the Alpha Legion. Like, it's remarkable how similar they are. And Corvax goes about and ultimately fails in this. However, the way he kills the guy who did this, by the way, the guy who he kills in this way, his crime that Corvax does was, while he was taking this particular man's planet that he ruled over, the guy, instead of surrendering, released a virus bomb that turned his entire population into zombies, like the 28-day later zombies, and then skedaddled off the planet, leaving the Ravenguard to fight an entire planet's population of ravenous zombies that with super strength to the point where they could peel off the armor off of Astartes.
I mean,
they won though, right? I would assume.
Yeah, they
died.
Well, yeah, Corvix space. Basically, the regular Marines can't handle it, so Corvix has to fly around saving everybody, which is going to be a thing later. And then so he's talking to this guy who he's locked on the space station, and he's sent his covert men to just turn off all the protective shields of the space station. And Corvix is like, "I promised you when we talked the first time, my face would be the last face you see. We've taken all your escape pods. We deactivated your life support. We deactivated your shields. The sun is about to incinerate your space station and melt you from the inside out. And I'm going to sit here and tell you all of the reasons why you're going to die." And then after the guy blows up and dies, he then says, "I want you to show this to every single TV channel and radio channel. I want you to portray the footage and the sounds of his screams until this war is over." So,
and he wanted to not be like
Conrad.
That's the thing, is he doesn't want to be like Conrad, but he has that. That's one of the reasons why he's afraid of being Conrad. He goes, "I have Conrad inside of me. I have that same madness." And Corvix basically openly says to him, to Guilliman, "I am Corvix Corax. If I am Conrad Kurz if Conrad had ever received love in his childhood."
That's fucked up.
That's really funny to me.
Yeah, basically that's what he goes. It goes, if people had ever liked Conrad ever, I would be that. So now we're gonna jump a little bit forward here. I just need to find this.
I just want to add. I realized something about Corvus Corax.
What?
I think he's been playing a little bit too much Splinter Cell, and he wants to go for the highest grade possible. So he wants to sneak, but then he has his Legion. That is, the co-op partners that don't give a shit. That just, takes off the silencer and blasts everyone. That's kind of Corvus so far. He's the guy who wants to sneak. His Legion kind of don't give a shit.
His Legion don't give a fuck.
They might as well serve Conrad. Like, there's no difference.
So
they don't receive love either.
Well, his Legion also, his honor guard, his honor guard has the same powers as him. Like, they just turn invisible.
What?
Yeah. They have jetpacks too, and lightning claws. It's actually really cool.
Bro, why the fuck do I... I'm just gonna be wait, what are Corvus Corax's Legion called?
Ravenguard.
Okay, that's why I'm not a Corvus Corax fan.
Oh, we're gonna get
almost as bad as the Night Hunters.
Oh, by the way, Knock, it gets worse. That whole Raven reference gets worse.
It gets better. I will die on the hill that it gets better.
No,
I know what you're referencing.
It doesn't.
Better.
It doesn't. But no.
Are their flagship named like the Raven or some dumb shit?
It is actually called the Raven.
It is. Yeah, no, it is. It is.
Of course it is.
It's thematic.
Dude, that's so fucking funny.
Okay, so yes, we're gonna jump to the beginnings of the heresy. Oh no, it's called the Shadow of the Emperor. Forgive me.
Oh, okay.
It's much better. That's better. we're sitting here.
Shadow of the Emperor is a pretty solid name, especially if you are the stealth guy.
By the way, Knock, I'm not going to let you get away with dissing on the Shadow of the Emperor when your main dude is the defense dude, and he named his flagship the Phalanx.
Yeah,
I'm not going to let that one go.
Well, it's better than the Raven.
No, the flagship is the Shadow of the Emperor. We were wrong.
Actually named the Raven.
No, it's called the Shadow of the Emperor. We were wrong.
It's not called the Raven.
It's called the Shadow
of the Emperor.
We were mistaken. We were mistaken.
How fat is the Emperor to have that big of a shadow?
The Emperor is massive. He's bigger.
Hold on.
He's like,
right. Isn't he like twice the size of a Primarch?
Guys, we're nearing the 30-minute mark, and I have so much more to say.
Okay.
This is gonna be like an Angron episode. I'm not kidding you. So I got a question for you guys. How long do you think Istvan 5 takes from beginning to end?
Do you mean the actual battle on Istvan 5, or do you mean the events on Istvan 3 that lead to the creation of 5 and like all that shit?
So
like,
the massacre at Istvan 5. How long do you think that lasts?
Doesn't that only hours. Yeah, it's very short. Isn't it only like a couple hours?
So Corax and his men are involved in the massacre on Istvan 5 for 90 days. As they are running from the fucking legions. Yeah, it takes 90 days for that to happen. I think
way off.
I think like the initial thing, I think that it's kind of just him running around, and he's like beating the fuck out of everybody. And right as it happens, he pulls a Ferrus Manus and goes for Logar and is beating the shit out of Logar. I mean, like pounding him into the ground.
To forever beat the fuck.
And he is sitting
round one.
And he is sitting there driving his claw slowly towards Logar's face as Logar is pushing it back with his hammer. Logar is like, "No, our dad lied." That's literally his whole thing. He says like, "Our dad lied," which is like the world's worst reason to massacre half the fucking galaxy. But pushing it back, and Logar finally like gives up and is like slowly letting the claw come towards his face, which is already starting to claw his face. And all of a sudden Corvax is like, "I can't push any farther." And then he looks down at his physical claw and he sees another claw, and Corvax is then thrown off, and it's Conrad Kurz staring Corvax in the face and just going, "Hello, brother. I am your death." And then they duke it out, and eventually he leaves. Eventually Corvax is like, "I gotta get the fuck out of here. I'm gonna die. I gotta be there for my legion." But he will question for his entire life that choice, because he's like, if it wasn't for all the Marines around them, I could have killed Conrad, and I could have killed Logar, because they're bitches. And I probably could have gotten Angron. I would have died in the process of killing these three, but I would have nuked the leadership of the people.
He's straight up a League of Legends player.
I
could have done this. I could have pented this, dude. I could have aced it. If you guys just did your job.
Well, no, he admits it would have killed him, because he's like,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he said he's just like, I could have killed these three people. I would have died in the process. He doesn't believe he knew it would be a suicide mission. But he's like, I could have done it, but then he goes with his legion, and he basically, with the last 4,000 Ravenguard, they're sitting there like, back off, and they're fighting and defending. And then the girl he saves at the beginning, whose name I cannot remember, it begins with an F. She is the pilot. Badass. She is the pilot of his flagship and one of his most trusted advisors, and comes crashing through the lines that have surrounded Istvan 5 with their flagship, just blowing up all the area around the Ravenguard. She grabs the Ravenguard and then just warp shots out of the planet.
Oh, that's cool as fuck.
Yeah. Dude, Jagatai Khan would have loved that move.
He would have stood there like, "I'm so goddamn proud of you."
Damn, maybe I should have been better friends with Corvus.
I could have been faster, though. He probably would have challenged it.
So yeah, then he basically heads back to Kievar with his tail between his legs. He's like, "Ah, shit." He's like, "I don't know what to do." And he gets the whole message from Dorn, and he ignores it. He gets the message from Dorn to come back, and he goes, I can't do that. And then he's sitting on his planet, and then he's like debating on whether or not going back, but he doesn't really want to, and he ultimately decides not to. And then the Emperor literally, like, stairway to heaven walks out of the sky, described as he's like making stairs as he's descending, and goes to Corvus.
Anytime the Emperor ever said, I'm not a god, I want to punch him in the fucking face.
Dude, the Emperor knows how to make a fucking entrance, though.
He does know how to make an entrance, and he goes up to Corvus, and he's like, hey, why aren't you gonna go help Dorn? And he's like, I can't...
Help your little brother!
And he goes, I can't help. Like, Dorn's gonna sit there, he's gonna make his stage towers, and I can't do that. I'm not a wait and have my fate come to me person. I can't do that. And the Emperor's like, but your legion's gonna die. It's like, yeah, but like they're gonna die if I go with Dorn anyways. Like, I'm not gonna sit there and wait for my fate to come to me. I'm not Perturabo, I'm not Dorn, and I'm not the Lion. I'm not doing this. I am not gonna be a defensive person. The Emperor's like, well, I really disagree with what you did, with what you're going to do, but I see that in your personal mind, you need to get the revenge. You need to get, because his whole thing is, I am vengeance incarnate, because he is Batman.
I'm Batman.
I am Batman, yes.
Yeah. Corax.
And the Emperor goes like, okay, but here, I'm going to give you a little help. And then he grabs Corvix's face and bestows upon him the complete knowledge of how he made the original Astartes.
What?
Yeah, in his mind. And Corvix is like...
What?
Corvix... Yeah. Yeah, and Corvix in his brain now has basically 50% of the Primarch project in his head, and all of the original Astartes project in his head. And he's like, there, go rebuild your legion and smite your douchebag brothers from behind the lines. Go and smash and kill and destroy.
I'm not a god, but...
And then...
I feel like that should be Emperor's.
So we all know that the Emperor has the ability... Sorry, that it takes like 10 years to make an Astartes, right?
Yeah, can't he do it in like 70 days or some shit?
It's 1 month. He can make a fully born out of the place Astartes in 30 days, and he makes 200 of them.
Oh. What the fuck? Dude, fuck the Mechanicum. We don't need them. We could just use Corvus.
Well, the problem is that he's like, haha, I made 200. That's perfect. Now I'm gonna make 2,000, and these ones go completely wrong. And these ones, they all come out with, like, bird feathers. They have, like, bones sticking out of them. They've de-evolved into basically birds.
Okay, so they pull a wolfen from Lehman Russ.
No, even worse than, like, the wolfen. Like, we're talking they, like, have, like, bird heads and shit. Like,
I'm a bird.
Okay, all right. They come out as My Hero Academia characters. Gotcha.
Deformed Raven.
I know which one you mean.
There's actually a picture here of the deformed Ravenguard. I want to see if I can...
They come out as Tokoyami.
I'll find it and I'll send it to you guys. But yeah, so he finds these people, and then the most extra thing the Alpha Legion has ever done happens when Corvix's place with a Raven Tower. It is called the Raven Tower.
I'm so sorry. I have to really laugh at this. Nobody knows this is happening, but because fucking Casca says, "Oh, I'll find a picture and I'll send it to you," and I hear a ding in my Discord, and I look and I think it's the picture Casca's sending, and it's just a fucking newt. Bro, it's just Pengu.
Just Pengu.
That's how they turned out, bro.
That is, it's not. It's a more horrifying version of that, but yeah. But yeah, so what do you think? How do you think the Alpha Legion infiltrated the Ravenguard?
How did the Alpha? Did they put on the bird feathers? There's no like smart way for me to say this. Did they like mutate themselves to look like the bird people?
Or did they wear a fursuit with like feathers?
Did they just wear black armor?
You're close, Jordan. They found the dead bodies of the Ravenguard on Istvan 5 and then sewed their skin on top of their own skin and wore Ravenguard armor so that way even when their armor was off, they would still look like the Ravenguard people.
What?
Oh my god.
Why am I not surprised?
Whoa. Why am I surprised?
I was shocked. I was shocked. I was like, oh shit, you fucking... I can't find the...
That's amazing stealth tactics, by the way. Like, I'll just wear their skin and they'll never know.
Yeah, that's commitment to the bit, for sure.
Yeah.
Did they like... No, wait, did like...
Imagine Alfarius just, like, sewing the skin of a Ravenguard on top of himself and being like, oh, my name is Corvus, I can go invisible.
Wait, did he like sew it into his skin?
Yes.
Yeah,
it literally says they sewed the bodies of the Ravenguard on top of theirs.
How did they remove them?
That's not covered.
I
assume, like, you know, when you take shit, like when you know when you're swapping. Yeah, I did. But like, you know when you like find like the seam in a clothing and you just like can tear along it really easy? Yeah, I assume that.
I mean,
I thought it was like, you know, what is it called? The thread? You know, you have one of those threads that just hang out and they just pull that until the whole thing.
Probably, why not? It would just be skin instead of like cotton.
Oh, yeah, that's disgusting.
So yeah, so the Alpha Legion does this and ends up destroying the gene banks, and Corvus is like, "Fuck!" Even with the knowledge, I can't rebuild anymore. Like, it would the heresy would be long over before we could actually rebuild any of this shit. Fuck. So they just spend the next however many years of the heresy just beating the shit out of everybody behind the lines. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention that this I should back up. Cool thing that happens. So he locks the deformed Astartes away because he's like, I can't use these guys. I can't train them. I can't do anything. I'm gonna lock them away. I'm gonna have to eventually kill them. Like, fuck. What do I do? And then when the Alpha Legion is gunning everything down, these guys hear the call to arms and bust out and literally described as naked, charge at the Alpha Legion and swarm them and start killing them. They're just charging naked. They're just naked Astartes charging into armored Astartes with bolters and using nothing but their newly found formed claws and hands tear apart the Alpha Legion while they're destroying.
Why were they naked?
Why were they? I feel like Corvus had a missed opportunity for some like Death Company style troops here.
Oh, he has his own Death Company already. Haven't I told you guys about this?
No, please. No. What? Please enlighten us.
So he doesn't actually have a Death Company because they don't stay that way forever. But occasionally they are overwhelmed with a feeling of despair, grief, and anger, and grow long black hair, and their skin becomes pale, and they feel the urge to rip and to kill everyone around them, which is cured by either a long time in isolation or the throes of combat.
Bro, they literally just turn more emo.
That is what they do.
My Chemical Romance starts playing.
So they have a version of the Black Rage that like is like curable outside of like one dude.
Yeah. So
just fucking start listening to Black Veil Bride.
So yeah, he doesn't kill them right away. He kind of because he appreciates their work, because like he's like man, I really appreciate what you guys did, and like these guys are honorable soldiers and I get that, but like also the Imperium, I like have to keep that up as well. So he's like, he keeps getting torn between like the Imperium rules and like honoring his soldiers, so he gets caught up in that and he kind of just leaves them for a while, and then he goes out and does the whole Horus Heresy thing, and when it's done, he has a conversation with Leman Russ after the war is done. Because I think Corvax might be the very first person, the first Primarch to fuck off after the Imperium, after the whole Horus Heresy. And he just goes, this galaxy was never ours, brother. It was never meant to be ours. We can still serve the Imperium, but it is not guaranteed. Sorry. We can serve the Imperium, brother, but it does not guarantee our survival or involve it. This galaxy is not for us, and it never was. We are creatures of the warp, and I will vow to kill every single one of my brothers who has betrayed. And then
Corvus is based. What the fuck?
And then he puts the people's thing in his mind, and he puts his like Traitor's brothers in mind, and he goes back down to like the dying men who are dying from their deformations from the Astartes project, the ones who just nakedly killed the Alpha Legion soldiers, and he kills them by himself, like slowly, and it gives them kind of like what I would describe as kind of like a forced upon seppuku, like you would in like ancient Japan. So like honoring them, but being like, it's time, you've served your purpose. Unfortunately, you're done. And then he turns the Imperium and says, nevermore, and flies into the warp. I'm not kidding you.
Nevermore.
It is nevermore.
It's thematic and it's cool.
About it. To you.
I won't laugh. It's fine.
I laughed out loud.
You can laugh, but it is still cool, and I will die on that hill.
It is. I laughed.
As somebody that owns the complete works of Edgar Allan Poe, that shit is cool.
I also own the complete works of Edgar Allan Poe, and it was funny.
I do not. I go outside, but yeah, it's fun.
I don't know what Jordan's excuse is, but I live in Seattle. It's just rainy and cold here all the time.
I'm an adult emo. That's my excuse. I was an emo child, and now I'm an adult emo. And when I was an emo kid, I bought the book. And when I am an emo adult, I kept the book.
Oh, I was talking about the going outside. You buy the complete works of Edgar Allan Poe just because it's really good writing.
Oh, I go outside still sometimes.
Casca, first of all, you have no excuse. It's colder and more rainy up here.
It is not. It is colder, I will agree. It's not more rainy because I literally live in a rainforest.
Bro, it's more rainy, but our rain is kind of, frozen, so it turns into snow.
I also grew up in the frozen norths of Alaska, so I got you.
Go fuck yourself. Rain. You don't get to call snow rain. That's not how, that's fuck off.
You don't get to call Florida part of America.
Yes, you do. What are you talking about?
It's the penis of America.
That would still be part. That would still be part of. My dick is a part of me. It's not a separate entity.
It depends on how you look at it. It has a head, right?
How you look at it,
it has a head, right?
So I do have some more to add.
Your Honor, hearsay.
I do have one last thing I need to add about Corvix before we end his lore section. So Corvix fully embraces that he is a warp person, and he becomes an Corvix.
No, I said cool.
I think I said who. So he becomes an independent, loyalist warp demon.
Love that shit.
So when you think about people are like the slightly mutated Corvus Corax, you think about like him like coming up to like when he comes up to Logar, as we described in the Logar story, of him coming up as looking like Corvus Corax, like looking like a human. No, he's like a 9-foot tall bird, like humanoid bird, inside of Primarch armor, and one of his main modes of transportation is he actually turns into an invisible flock of ravens and flies around the warp from planet to planet.
That's so cool. That's so cool.
Hold on, he's just like the barn cat of the Imperium.
Basically, yeah.
He does his own thing. He doesn't bite you, but he doesn't like you either.
Oh, no, Logar would beg to differ.
No. He's
not part of the Imperium.
He rips Logar out of his like meditation tower and is beating Logar into the ground and kills his like primary honor guard in the process. And as Logar's backing out of the warp, he just goes, Corvix's line is, "I have your scent, brother."
Oh.
I can smell you.
I can smell you. Bro, I love Corvus.
This dude, Like for a guy like someone, I was talking about something like this on my TikTok live yesterday. Corvix is a lot like Jagatai Khan of like no one really pays him any mind in the lore or like in the community, but then when we read the lore, they're like, holy shit, this dude's pimp. This dude's fucking
dope. He's really cool.
This dude's really
cool. He's edgy, but he's cool.
He's very edgy.
He's very edgy, and that's why he's cool.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's not on your top 5. I was gonna call you Lauren. Jordan. Hey, Lauren. I don't understand why is Corvus Borax?
Well, wait. What would be my top 5? My top like.
Well, we
brand.
had.
Hang on.
We both did the Noct didn't do it, which is a shame. But for Noct, it would probably just be the Dorn section. Like Dorn in the S tier, and everyone else in E tier.
No, actually not. I'd probably place Jagatai Khan and Vulcan in like A tier. And maybe.
So I guess
honestly, Corvus too. He's fucking cool.
To be honest, my top 5 are actually even with the Corvex. The only thing that would change is I would put Corvex into the A tier. But my top 5 Primarchs would probably actually still be Vulcan, Sanguinius, Khan, Magnus, and probably Logar after that would be my top 5, with Angron being a close 6.
I actually put him pretty high on my list. I'm double checking. So for those of you that don't know, we're talking about our tier maker Primarchs lists.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I have the Sanguinius tier, which is just Sanguinius, and that's the highest. And then my technical A tier is the Primarch tier, which was Angron, Vulcan, and Magnus. So that's 4 right there. And then if you go to some Space Marines are cooler, but still rad, is my next tier. And Corvus is in that. So he's ranked up there.
I have a question. Do you guys have a template for that? Because I don't.
Oh, you just go into tiermaker.com. And then you can just type in Primarch. So, like, I'll just read out mine so we have time here. S tier Primarchs, Vulcan, Sanguinius, Khan, Magnus. A tier Primarchs, and I'm changing my list just based on information I have right now. Angron, Logar, Corvex, Alfarius. B tier Primarchs, Perturabo and Dorn. C tier Fulgrim, Guilliman and Horus. D tier Russ. E tier Ferris. Should have been left for dead. Lionel Johnson, Conrad, Kurz, and Mortarion.
I did mine where I went.
You just have a Lionel Johnson. Shit.
Yeah, my bottom tier is just called Lionel Johnson, and just Lionel Johnson is in it.
I respect it.
It's just, to be fair, he is still like I don't know if you guys saw on TikTok, but I went through like all of our list of like all the Primarchs and got like all of their ratings for this stuff.
Yeah.
I cannot tell you that I got the absolute most responses out of calling Lionel Johnson a 4.
Dude, people love the lion, and I don't get it.
That girl Dingus, like, she's kind of like the head, like one of the header female TikTok creators. She's like, she simps for the lion art, and we're like, hey, don't go wrong. Like, we like your boys. We just don't like this boy. We like the Dark Angels.
Dark Angels are dope. I have nothing wrong with the Dark Angels.
Lionel Johnson is just the absolute worst. And I'm sad.
Lionel Johnson is trash.
I'm sad I could not find the picture, because in the video done by the Amber King, he had a picture of all the deformed Ravenguard after the transformation, and I cannot find that fucking picture. It is, and it was like fucking scary. It was like some like fly level shit.
Oh shit, okay.
And it was absolutely terrifying. But yeah, that is Corvix Corax. He's on an eternal mission to solo kill all of the Primarchs.
And he's dope, so I would not be surprised if he was able to do it, especially if he now has warp powers.
Because of this, I have an honest problem with people saying that the Lion is the best 1v1 person. Because I truly believe, after reading both the Lions,
he is in most instances of 40K where they're talking about duels, almost all of the Primarchs kind of unanimously agree that the Lion's the best 1v1er.
Let's see here.
I finished my tier list.
Let's see here. We have S tier, Dorn, Vulcan, and Angron. Respectable. We have A tier, Lehman Russ, wrong. Magnus, Khan,
Hey,
Corvus,
I got it. I'm Swedish.
Sanguinius, and Horus. I find it weird that you put Horus that high up there. B tier, Fulgrim, Mortarion, and Perturabo. Is Guilliman. That's fair. We all called Guilliman.
That's fair.
Boring and or shit. Logar and Ferris Manus. Well, I can understand Logar being shit. And Bitch Boys. Lionel Johnson, Conrad Kurz, and Alfarius.
Lionel Johnson would be one tier under, but I wanted to place the other ones there too, because they're kind of bitch boys.
Yeah, Alfarius has warmed in my heart. Like reading
my favorite character. I can't give him any higher than bitch boy.
He did not kill Sigismund, did he? Did Alfarius dome Sigismund? What?
I mean, no, because Sigismund is my favorite. You would have known that. My favorite is Archimus.
Oh, yeah, he does dome Archimus.
And technically, Omega did.
Archimus throws up.
And fun fact, Alfarius not dead.
Yeah, Alfarius not dead.
Alfarius not dead.
Boy.
Alfarius is
That's
everywhere.
why he's a bitch boy.
Yo,
I am Alfarius.
I love that the only 100% all three of us have agreed on ratings is Vulcan is a 10 and Guilliman is a 5.
No, Lion is a shit.
And we've all agreed that Lionel Johnson and Mortarion. We've all agreed that Lionel Johnson and Corvax are shit tier.
Are absolute awful.
Are absolutely bad.
You know what? I'm gonna make one adjustment to that tier list just vocally. I'd probably place Mortarion on boring and or shit.
Yeah, Mortarion's Legion is very fun, especially since they have a fuzzy mold ship.
Absolutely.
Fuzzy ship.
This ship looks like my fruit bowl.
Yeah, the Terminus Est.
Oh, but yeah, no.
Fuzzy ship.
So, guys,
it's cute.
Next episode is the last one.
For the Primarchs.
For the Primarchs.
I'm actually scared because I don't want to lose you guys. No, wait, hold on.
No, we're not going to lose.
First off, we're friends outside of this podcast. Second,
are we?
Yes, I hope so.
Wow,
I would assume so.
I'm fucking with you. I'm fucking with you.
I've gotten my wife.
I love you guys.
I've gotten my wife to agree that our next trip might just be back to Florida, and I was like, "Hey, we're going to go to Florida. I have to go to this city because this is where Jordan lives." And she's like, and she goes, "Hey, I have family in that same city. Let's go." I'm like, bitch.
Let's go.
I mean, if you want to do a trip outside the country, I could recommend.
Here's the thing, Knox. I'm sorry to say that all of my international travels will sadly never take me near you. Because here's the thing. I am very low middle class in my economy. I live in an expensive city in an expensive country, and the only time I can go is when tickets are cheap, which is in March.
Never to Sweden.
Which is in March. There are cheap tickets to Sweden in March. However, Sweden, Norway, Denmark, countries I will never set foot into in fucking March because I know what they are in March because I landed also in Iceland, same elevation as Sweden. Same latitude or longitude as Sweden. And
it's actually warmer than Sweden.
It is. Well, Iceland in the mid-March was an iced hellhole where I couldn't see anything even at noon. So pass.
I mean, look.
I would come to Sweden if I could afford to go to Sweden in July. I'd go to Sweden. When Sweden wasn't an iceberg, I would go.
When I become a world famous author, I'll come to you guys. Don't worry about it.
I'm down. But yeah, no, we talked about.
Maybe Knock, could you meet me halfway? If we go to Britain, could you meet us?
Seriously, yes, I would take the flight.
Oh, I would go back to England. I would love England.
I would 100%. I'd book it today.
England.
I genuinely book the ticket today if England you said you're going to England.
England is just wet. That's the thing. It's just wet.
It is wet.
And I don't mind.
Bro, so are everyone when they meet me because I'm so handsome.
By the way.
Oh, okay.
Who's an adult?
Yeah, we should probably run this up. This is a Warhammer podcast.
Sure. But no, to let you guys know, we're not ended. We've talked about maybe doing episodes on the races. We've also just thought about, since our joke name for this thing is just we're just a glorified book club. We've actually thought about just
a book,
just going through the Eisenhorn series as I slowly burn through that. And
all right. So for any of you that don't know, I've been reading the Eisenhorn series, and there's 9 books currently, and they're writing the 10th right now, and I'm on book 7. Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
And I have.
We do this? Like have like maybe a good like thing to do was be like, oh, for the next week we'll read this book, or not maybe the book, but like we'll do like an actual book club, like we'll go from the first book.
Yeah, we could do like a once-a-month episode on a book, because that's all I can afford, because I have to wait for my Audible subscription to come.
Yeah. Dude, it's all I can afford with both money and time, because trust me, dude, I have no time management.
Yeah. Time management allots for a 40K book a month.
Yeah. That's all
my time management.
But I feel like I need to do the Eisenhorn thing to make up for forcing Jordan, at first forcing Jordan, but now he's really willingly the Cadia Stan series.
And I have great news for you. My copy of Trader's Rock came in today.
Hey,
but is it done?
It's not done, because I told you I would read it when I was done with the Eisenhorns, and I got 2 more left. So
it's such a good book. It's way better than Gaining Honor. Gaining Honor has unfortunately fallen in the ring, but as we're nearing the hour,
we gotta give our ratings.
Gotta give our ratings. I will go last. Naki Boy.
I can go first.
Yeah,
go first.
I'm pointing at you to go first. Go.
Yeah. I was like answering you to like yes, I can. So I came into this podcast episode kind of like I do with every single podcast episode recently, not knowing jack shit of the Primarch, because I do my research. And my first impressions of Corvus was always, I mean, he's kind of cool, but he gives me the Batman vibe, as in like, you know.
What's wrong with that?
I'm okay. I don't want to start a fight, but I fucking hate Batman. Anyways,
it's fair. He's a dick.
Now hearing the stuff that you've told him, and thinking back to, you know, I did know about the Lorgar things, and that Corvus beat the living shit out of him every like 5 years or so. I respect that, and I think Corvus is super based also for coming out and saying, yeah, you know, we're kind of like horrible people too. So I'm gonna give him a straight up, aligning with my tier list I just made. I'm gonna give him a straight up 8.
Oh, okay.
All right, go ahead.
I think I want to read more of him now. I want to buy the book that you read, Casca.
That's just his Primarch book.
Yeah, I want to buy the Primarch book. I really do.
It's real good.
I need to read it.
It's real good.
All right, Jordan.
All right. Interestingly enough, I went into this already liking being up on Corvus, and knowing about, and I like some of the people from his Legion, obviously, and everything. Oh, by the way, I do want you guys to know that the edginess that is Corvus Corax does continue far after he is watching over his Legion. There is, in the 41st millennia, 10,000 years after Corvus fucks off, and Astartes, who moves really, really quickly. So quickly, in fact, he basically never gets hit because he's so fast. And and everyone calls him Ghost.
Bro.
So the edginess of Corvus continues far after his disappearance.
Jagatai Khan would like to know his...
I love that. I love that, and I loved it, and this episode has made me love him more, so I'm actually going to exactly agree with Nock and give him a high 8.
Let's go! Casca?
I have to agree with the 8.
Yeah!
I will admit,
we all agree on the 8.
I came in with Corvix laughing. I laughed at Corvix a while back because I was like, he's got cool armor, but he's called the Ravenguard. That's kind of a lame name for a legion. He's an emo sad boy assassin.
So are 2 of your podcast friends.
Like, yes, Well, not assassins. You guys haven't murdered anybody as far as I know.
As far as you know.
I mean, dude, things are different here in Sweden.
Jordan, I know your political stance, and if you were capable of killing somebody, the governor of Florida would not be alive.
Dude,
you are not capable of murder because that dude is breathing. I know you're breathing. I know you're not capable of killing anybody.
I'm just saying, Sweden is like a forge world. You never know what I do.
I don't know. Sweden is Mars. We don't know what happens there.
Yeah, Robbie crafting fucking bolters and shit.
Sweden is
rubbing it in oil. That's true. You know, I actually live in Texas.
Oh my god! Please don't.
Yeehaw. Anyways, continue.
But yeah, so I didn't like Corvus at all. And I was really impressed with his whole lore. I wish I had more time to go into his whole like comparison between him and Conrad Kurz, because they are alike and they both know they're alike. Also, fun thing, Corvus has jet black eyes. Like, he has no whites in his pupils. He just has solid black orbs.
Fucking course he does.
For eyes.
Hot.
But
so does that or red.
But so does Conrad. So they have like all that stuff. So yeah, but I was really impressed with his Legion. I also found it kind of cool that, just like Angron, he has a human female like advisor who like goes with him because that best friend that he saves stays with him throughout her whole life, and like will openly call out Corvax on his shit in front of his men. And Corvax doesn't always listen to her, like as in follow her commands, but every time that she does it, he takes a pause and is like, maybe you're right. Like he actually honestly listens to her in the same way that Angron listens to I can never remember her name, Serena. So yeah, that was cool about him. I like it. It is cool. I like it when they do that kind of thing. So yeah, Corvus, he gets a solid 8. He's very fun. He's a great army. If you're looking for an army to play, as a new person in a 40k, I suggest the Ravenguard, because all you gotta do, paint it black, red eyes, silver trim, you're done. It's an incredibly...
That actually, fun fact, one of the first I painted 3 Blood Angels Primaris Marines as my first 40k figures I ever painted, and the next 3 were Ravenguards, because the Ravenguard color scheme was really easy, and I had all the colors for it. Because it's only 3 colors.
Dude, look, just fucking put on that Rolling Stones song, you know, have a good time, buy some black dye, you got it. That's how you paint it. I see me. I don't know the song. I can't speak English. Anyways, thank you guys. I appreciate it.
You speak very good English, by the way, Doc.
You speak incredibly good.
Jag vet inte, jag tror inte jag pratar så jättebra engelska.
Fuck.
Hey, we should round this up. This has gone on for too long.
Yeah, we are. We're going to nowhere.
What did you say, by the way?
I'm not that good. That's pretty much what I said, but in Swedish.
One of those things that doesn't translate well into English.
Yeah, dude, this gotta sound so freaky for you guys when I speak Swedish.
It doesn't.
I gotta sound like a Swedish chef.
I'm gonna go ahead and just cut the episode right now before I answer this. Yeah. Bye, everybody. See you for the Librarius in 2 weeks.
See ya. Bye. Love y'all.
But no, I grew up around. I stopped mine. I grew up around Norwegian immigrants. So like it sounds very similar to Norwegian to me. So it doesn't sound weird to me at all that you
really.
Yeah, because like